Alright, welcome everybody to the first game for the Super Duper Melonheads of Season 8 of the BBL. This is part of a special simulstreamed event. I am streaming this live, and at the same time, my opponent is streaming his side of the game live. We will see who does better, and the viewers will get to watch both at the same time. Should be an exciting event. My team, the Melonheads, is built mostly around offense, with a paper-thin defense, lots of hitting, lots of power, mostly good running. However, we do have one piece of very bad news for this game. My top pick, Jay Green, is having a bad day. So, it's not the worst of bad days. He should still be perfectly usable. He has 7 hitting and 8 running. The problem is I don't know how that's going to manifest itself in his play on the field, how good he's going to be at that, or how useful he'll be. Same with the fielding nerf, so he's just a complete unknown here, and normally he's supposed to be my best hitter, so that's thrown me for a major loop. My lineup composition has suffered as a result. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, everybody on my team is having a normal day. Everyone on the Tigers is having a mostly normal day. There's a couple of buffs in play here, but those are as a result of the composition of this team. Luann Louie gets a slight stamina boost, which helps her pitching and fielding when she plays on the same team as a pro pitcher. And from playing on the same team as Ichiro, Kenny Kawaguchi gets some small boosts, but the big one is his running up to 9, which is going to give him a lot more range out there in left field. Since this is my first game, I'll go ahead and go over my lineup and fielding choices. Jay Green is my pitcher. I don't have any pitchers on this team that I love, but he's near the top. He certainly has the highest pitching rating of anyone on the team. Overall solid on the mound. We'll see how that goes in this game where his fielding and running are nerfed, but he's done well in practice at least. Then around the infield is where I have most of my fielders. Phil Nevin, not great arm, so I stuck him at first base where he is pretty good at catching the ball. Stan has the best arm on the team. He goes to short where it would be the most use. Fabian at third has a good enough arm to get the job done normally. Dimitri at second, overall solid player. He also has a slight fielding buff. Probably not anything impactful. Heather Quinn is my catcher, not a fabulous catcher. She's not going to catch anyone stealing second, probably. Not anyone fast, but she can cover the corners well enough, and there's not really any better place to stick her. And all my speedsters, Lindsay and Shane and Sheila, go in the outfield to have the most range possible. As far as my lineup, normally Jay bats leadoff, but since Jay is having a bad day, Lindsay, my second best hitter on the team, in some ways just as good, if not better than Jay, on offense, will bat leadoff instead, looking to get on base, or if there's somebody from the bottom of the lineup stuck on base, drive him in with some big hits. Then Sheila is another speedster, just looking to get on base with her. Dimitri as overall solid hitter to advance him, and then Fabian to try to get a big hit and score some runs. Actually, I'm going to swap my lineup around a little bit here. We're going to put Stan between Dimitri and Fabian. Stan and Dimitri have basically the exact same hitting skills, so going to hope for one or both to get the good advance, and then Fabian to try to drive them in. Putting Fabian one spot down in the lineup because here at Cement Gardens there's not much chance for home runs. She's not going to be quite as useful without the possibility of driving it over the fence. Still an off-the-wall hit should be good for that, but I will knock her down. And then for the bottom half of the lineup, normally I would lead this part off with Lindsay. She's taken, so Shane will lead off this part instead, and if Fabian gets like a single, then she's probably pretty dead in the water. Then Jay should be solid with the bat. So he will be batting next and hopefully advancing him well. Phil then trying to drive some runs in, and then Heather at the bottom of the lineup because there's no other good place to put her really with the Fabian situation. I don't want Fabian and Heather hitting near each other because that's a double play waiting to happen. So Heather will just hope to get on base or maybe do some good stuff with a power up. And then we start off again with Lindsay. Alright. His first inning is done, so he's getting quite a ways on in his game, it sounds like already. I had better get started. Alright, here we go, fingers crossed. I did a practice game today, which was at the Paveway against a different team. I only got a +4 with my team, so not a great sign, but we'll see. The big concern for me with this defense is the outfield, because they are too fast and have too much range. On the other hand, Lulu is not the strongest outfielder. As we just saw there, her She's not great at catching the ball, and she's short, which doesn't help that. So that should have been an easy out, but instead, Lulu with the drop let Lindsay get a triple. Good start then. Run around third with nobody out. Sheila Basanti gonna go for groundering towards the right side of the infield, where the relatively slow Michiko is at. I think Michiko is at third. Vicky with not the best arm is at short. Solid ground ball, and Sheila should be able to get to first base with little trouble. The other big concern I have with this defense is Randy Johnson, because the dude's just a vacuum cleaner. If I hit any balls anywhere near him, he's going to scoop them up. If I do well enough to get him on the mound relatively early, then where he goes in the field will be an interesting question. Will Lulu come on and put Randy in center, or will he get put on at first or second base? Just bolster the infield? We will see. Sheila hits more of a lanky pop, and actually, yeah, we're swapping to line drive because now I'm just remembering one lesson I learned from that practice game with Sheila and Shane, who are clones of each other. Every time I tried to hit a grounder with them, it ended up being a lanky pop-up instead. Piazza's slow enough to get into the ball that Sheila is able to make it to first. So, runners on the corners, nobody out. Good start, Dmitry Petrovich. He's been one of the best players on this team in practice games. Hopefully he can deliver here. I'm a bit worried that the range his bat provides will basically be hitting the ball in the perfect spots to be caught a lot. Takes ball one as Sheila goes for second base. Just barely makes it. Piazza is a catcher who my fast players can steal second on, and I will take full advantage of that. One of the weaker catchers in the league this season, where most teams went for strength at that position. Dmitry takes an ill-advised swing. High pop-up. Easy out at short for Vicky Kawaguchi. First out. Stan Olafson, the hitter. Stan did not do so well as Dmitry in the preseason, but what matters here is his performance in the actual season. Not going to go for power. Dmitry and Stan are the sort of hitters who can get really good hits with power, but their ratings, they have just little enough power that it's not really the best idea. He ends up hitting a line drive that goes through the gap. Ichiro gets it in right, is able to throw him out at first for one out, but Lindsay does come to score, so sacrifice essentially for Stan, but Melonheads are on the board. It's 1-0. Fabian now up and is hoping to drive in Sheila for one more run this inning, and then with 2 outs, Fabian is going to have a hard time not becoming the 3rd out. And a big shift over to the left by Tim Hudson. He is able to catch the line drive up the middle by Fabian for the 3rd out. Only 1 run scored by the Melonheads in the first. Going to the bottom. Let's see if we can prevent the Tigers from accomplishing too much. Kenny Kawaguchi leading off. He is normally not the most threatening player. He is boosted to 9 speed though, which to me is a cutoff where they really become a speedster and dangerous with ground balls and the like, so we will see. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Jay hurls a fastball right by him. 1 out. Hoping for that more juice. I'm hoping that Jay's stamina wasn't taken out by this bad day. He already doesn't have great stamina, so a nerf to that would be bad. Ichiro now up, the number 2 overall pick this season. A big threat, not really a home run bat, but he's super fast and is possibly the best fielder in the game. This time though, he just hits a sharp grounder up to second, which is able to be fielded for a fairly easy out, bringing up Mike Piazza. Mike Stocks took a sharp drop this season as people realized that even though he locks the catcher and stops somebody like Chico Papas from playing catcher, he's not really that good of a catcher actually, because his arm is not very good. He's better to have than someone like Chico, but not by much. Shane wasting some stamina there with the muffed throw. Piazza is able to double as Shane bobbled the ball, messed up his throw, not able to get him out. So Piazza to second now. Randy Johnson the hitter. The good news when facing this team is hitting is the big weak point for this Tigers team. Not a lot of strength in the bats, and that is perhaps best epitomized by the fact that Randy Johnson is batting cleanup. Hits a pop-up though, and it's able to land. Stan can't field it, and nobody can get to the ball in time. They're doing just what's needed to get to where the ball is, not where it's going to be, and so Randy Johnson is able to triple uncontested. This game is tied at 1. This is not going well for the Melonheads, folks. Luann Louie, the hitter. Being a super speedster as she is, has a decent shot at getting on base, but if we can strike her out, that won't be nearly so much the case. She is able to make contact, though. Big fielding circle here. Jay going for it, and Fabian going over. They bonk into each other. It lands. Randy Johnson scores. It's 2-1 Tigers. And the Cement Gardens effect on player defense is hitting me in full force here. I did not have any trouble with this at all in practice, but it looks like the Tigers might... Either the Tigers are the perfect team to take advantage of the weirdness here, or just my team is playing spectacularly badly here. Vicky hits a little grounder here, and the team is not able to field it. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for Michiko Adachi. Lulu goes for the ill-advised steal of home. Heather is able to throw her out, retreating back to third for the 3rd out, and we are finally out of that nightmare. But it is now 2-1 Tigers. This is not a good game for the Melonheads. Getting the score update, though, I'm not the only one having trouble here, it turns out. At the end of 1 inning, on the Tiger side, it's 1-0 Melonheads, so currently that means the overall matchup score is -1 to -1. So, this looks to be the comedy of errors on our simulstream tonight. Randy pitching way around the strike zone with the early pitches for Shane. A walk would be fantastic. Actually, yeah, unfortunately, that muffed throw took quite a number on Shane's stamina. I'm not sure if he can steal second base here. Going ahead and taking strike 1. If I have the chance for a walk, I'd rather just take that. And outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count. Very nice. That one is in the strike zone, not going to rely on the walk here in this case. It's a pop-up instead. Vicky is there. Vicky catches it. Should have taken it. 1 out. Jay Green, the hitter. We have no idea what to expect from this guy today. 7 batting. Could be all contact, could be all power. Just have no idea, so we are going to hope for the best. Outside for ball 1, Randy having a tough time pitching accurately for some reason. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. Fairly high hit ball, goes foul, but seems to suggest that there's more power than contact in Jay's batting rating for today. Lanky pop-up though here, that will be an easy out. 2 outs. Melonheads not going anywhere this inning so far. Phil Nevin, the hitter, looking to change that. Let's see, on deck is Heather Quinn, so I'm going to go line drive, hit to get on base with Phil, and not have Heather leading off the next inning. The Jay Green nerf really did send this team into a tailspin as far as offense goes. Completely threw off the rhythm of my lineup. And I just don't know if we're going to be able to recover from that. Able to make contact. Linky line drive down third, but Michiko has it, fires it over to first in time. So Melonheads taken out 1-2-3 in the second. This game might be a struggle just to beat the AI. We will see what sort of damage the Tigers are able to do in the second. And Jay Green needed some good stamina recovery from between innings. He did not get it. Um, Still missing some stamina, and just missing... It doesn't take much stamina loss for Jay Green to start having trouble, so... There's just no good news in sight right now for this team, unless we manage to strike out Michiko and get him more juice. But no, Michiko barrels one up towards left instead. And I am not able to get Lindsay to it in time. It's going way down there. Michiko is going to have at least a triple here. Probably an inside the park home run. The fielding controls are at their worst in Cement Gardens games, and this is just killing me right now. Triple for Michiko. Runner on third, nobody out. Tim Hudson to hit. Strike one. Lines one up there. Looks like it's going to land in the outfield. Tim Hudson with a strong hit even. That's going to be a double for him. As Michiko scores, it's now 3-1 Tigers. But Tim is going for third. That is a mistake. We are able to tag him out, so we at least have one out here. One thing goes right in this debacle, but everybody is hitting the ball well here. And I'm going to make the executive decision. Jay Green is getting yanked off the mound after just 4/3 of an inning here. I'm going to move him to shortstop because I don't know what the heck to do with him. And I have not pitched with anybody except Jay Green. I have not pitched with anybody except Jay Green in my practice, so this is going to be completely new territory. I don't really want to pitch with Lindsay, but everybody else on this team sucks at pitching, so... Alright. Please hold while I try to figure out what the heck to do. Ultimately, I don't want to tire out Lindsay. Lindsay is my only super speedster on the team this game. If she gets too tired out from pitching, then that really hamstrings my offense. So, Stan Olafson pitching, even though he has only one good pitch. Then Brad Gradkey barrels one into right center. Dimitri and Sheila bonking into each other. It gets past them. He's going for home, doing the relay through the pitcher, able to tag him out just barely at home. Alright, disaster narrowly averted there. Kenny Kawaguchi, the hitter. Stan Olafson is done pitching. Lindsay Philgate has to pitch, there's no other option here. It sucks, but yeah, the Tigers are absolutely eviscerating me here. And Lindsay's stamina going through the floor right away as she starts to pitch. I don't know how long she can stay on the mound. Kenny with a little grounder. Heather not able to get to it in time. Kenny Kawaguchi singles. We just cannot get the ball fielded cleanly. This game is a disaster. Ichiro is a hitter. Phil has a 60 slow ball, he says, so alright, we will try Phil on the mound and hope we don't regret it. Going back to change my defense some more, actually. Ichiro hits one immediately back to the mound. Stan has it, tosses it to second, and we finally get out of the second inning. Melonheads are now down 3-1. Disaster continues, but we are at least able to staunch the flow of blood for another inning. Okay, so here's my thought process right now. Asking for anyone who's viewing. I don't know how many people are viewing. My dashboard says 3 viewers. Ace is the only one who has commented. Ultimately, what I want to do right now is I want to stop, and I want to come back and... Well, no, never mind. Forget I said anything. Alright, Heather hits one into the ground ultimately. Should be an easy out. Even with Randy and Mike bumbling around, it is an out. Brings up Lindsay Felgate. Nobody on 1 out. Let's see if we can actually start something good going on here. Hits one up towards the left. A perfect drive into the spot in the outfield where nobody is. Kenny gets it, starts throwing it in. Looks like it'll be another triple for Lindsay, though. Lindsay on offense is the one thing going well in this game so far. Runner on third, then, with 1 out. Sheila Basanti, the hitter. Had a single in the first. Another base hit would be very good. More or less essential, in fact, I think, if we're to be able to beat the AI in this game. Fouls one off. Nobody's close enough to get there in time. Randy not giving me good pitches to work with here. Fouls one off to stay alive. Still 0-2 the count. And don't think a walk is in the cards here. Slow ball, hits it barely into the ground. Sheila running for all she's worth. Randy does not laser it to first, so she is able to beat the throw. 2 on, 1 out. Dmitry Petrovich, a hitter. Dmitry or Stan needs to do something beautiful here. Drive in 1 or more runs. Gonna take second with Sheila first, though. Set ourselves up for success. Didn't want to swing at one like that anyway. Piazza does not attempt to throw to second. He throws to third this time. Easy pickings for Sheila. Let's see if Dmitry can play the hero and get us back in this game. Ball 1 on what looked like the nasty corner pitch. Fortunately was not in the strike zone, so I don't have to take that strike. 1-1 the count. Fouls one off. I should not have swung at that one. 1-2. And lines one over. That is going to get in the gap. Kenny is there to catch it. Sheila will not advance, staying on second base, but Lindsay does come across to score. That makes this game 3-2 Tigers. Melonheads get another run across. Stan Olafson the hitter now, and I'm looking for a big hit here. That's a big hit in some ways. Hit big into the ground. Randy ignores it, which allows everybody to reach base safely easily. Alright, bases are loaded. Fabian Callahan is up to bat. Fabian, aka the girl who hits bombs, and that is her job. Let's see if she can hit a big one here. Fouls one off. I should have moved to closed. I did not, unfortunately. 0-1 the count. A good hit off the wall here can score at least 1 run, quite possibly more. Swings and misses at a corner pitch for strike 2. 0-2 the count. On deck right now is Shane Smith, so we definitely need something good here from Fabian. And infield fly instead. And this is where the Jay Green nerf is really hurting me. Lindsay Felgate normally would be coming up here. Instead, we're stuck with Shane, which Shane isn't a terrible player, but he's not really who you want to have up to bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs. As usual, my trademark of failing to deliver in high potential situations. But let's not count my chickens yet. Shane could do something good here. All we need is a simple gap hit or one that bounces high enough and long enough, and everybody makes it to base safely. A walk would also work. And then on deck is Jay Green, so I don't know what to expect from him. Shane fouls one away, keeping the at-bat alive. That's good. And hits one there. It's going towards the gap. Hudson has it. Oh, and he focused on the wrong base. I was thinking he was going to throw to first, so I was rushing at first, leaving second open. Thrown out at second, so the Melonheads loaded the bases with one out, and then completely failed to capitalize. We are down 3-2, and the Tigers are ready to beat us up some more. Mike Piazza leading off hit a double earlier in the game. Strike one. Problem is, now anybody who's left available to pitch for me can only pitch at most one pitch. Mike lines this one straight back to Phil. He is not able to catch it, but he's able to pick it up and throw it to first in time. We have one out. And Randy Johnson, the hitter. Randy lines up towards first. Heather goes to get it, leaving first uncovered, and then throws it past Phil as he goes to cover the base. Once again, disaster for the Melonheads. The Jay Green nerf seems to have gotten to them, and they have completely forgotten how to play this game on the field. Lulu bunts, gets Lulu out at first, and tags Randy out for the double play. All right. That is potentially very big. Able to get the Tigers out scoreless, and now we have a power-up to use with Heather Quinn. Let's see if Jay and Phil can set her up for success with that. It'll be a scream-in line drive. Meanwhile, the overall match appears in the bag at this point. Tigers are now up by a score of 4 to -1. I don't think, with the Jay nerf going on, and just in general my struggles, I don't think it's possible for us to make up that difference. So, good game, Jibbo. Tigers take the first one, I think, and if you were looking for a big Melonhead season, I'm afraid you are not going to get it. Alright, but a strong hit there by Jay. That's going to land. That's bouncing there. Lulu has it, trying to throw it in. It looks like she was trying to throw it to first, actually. There is nobody there to get it. Unfortunately, Tim is close enough that Jay is not able to go for second on the play. But still, single for Jay Green to lead off the inning. That's good. Phil Nevin, the hitter now. A solid hit by Phil, and we're in perfect position for Heather to bust out the screaming line drive. Gonna see if we can take second with Jay. Ball one. Piazza with a good throw. I gotta run back with Jay. I think he would have been tagged out, so Jay's stuck at first. Looking for a strong off-the-wall hit here with Phil. Good chance that would advance Jay to third. If Phil can get on base and Heather can make good use of the screamer, we're in good shape here. Phil with a sharp ground ball down the third base line. This will also work. That is going to be a home run per the Cement Gardens rules. Doesn't even go off the screen. 162-foot ground ball, but a home run by Phil Nevin. And finally, things are starting to turn more towards the Melonheads. It's now 4-3. We are ahead for the first time since the first inning. Heather Quinn is now up. I'm going to go ahead and use a scream-in line drive because banking on having a good situation to use it later, I don't think is worth it. And of course, I whiff with it. I only had one use. I also thought I was likely to have more than one use, so I would be able to use it multiple times. But nope, the game only gave me a single swing, and then I whiffed on what was inside for ball one. I was hoping for another home run down the line, but instead, we got nothing. 0-2 the count, and strike three. I was that pitch first starts to come. I was thinking it would be high. Realized it was in the strike zone. Too late, so Heather Quinn struck out. One out. Lindsay Felgate now up. She has 2 triples on the game. Let's see if she can continue doing well. The big bright spot in an otherwise dismal day on offense here for the Melonheads. Fouls one away, so it's now 0-2 for Lindsay. I've tempted to use grounder, but I've never done that with Lindsay before. I'm not sure how it would turn out. Hits this one drained into the ground anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's going to be an easy single for Lindsay. I will take it. I just don't want to use grounder with Lindsay without having ever tested those waters before and have it end up being, instead of a grounder, something like a lanky pop-up straight to Randy. Sheila Basanti, now the hitter, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Let's see if we can make it 3. Lindsay is able to steal second base easily. Vicky even fumbles it at the bag. Again, I kind of want to use grounder with Sheila here, go for a grounder to the left side of the field. But again, in my practice, every time I tried to grounder with Sheila or Shane, it ended up being a pop-up instead. So, line drive swing it is. Promising pitch ends up being just a foul by Sheila. 0-2 the count. Look at the get out base here and set up for Dimitri to hopefully drive some runs in. Crap. I accidentally cheesy AI. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to run Sheila out on purpose here. That really sucks, because I think she could have been safe. Bradkey was taking a bit to get to the bag, but I don't even know how to do this fairly. Ball 1. And now I just made it worse. Okay, fine. Ugh. This is the worst kind of suck right here. I'm stuck downgrading my runner on second instead because I couldn't get Sheila out otherwise. So instead of my 9 runner on second, I have my 10 runner on second, I have my 9 runner. Alright, Dimitri hits a solid liner here, bounces over Vicky, but Lulu has it, is able to get it in straight away. So Sheila is not going to score on that play, unfortunately. We'll need another hit in order for that to happen. Stan Olsen, the hitter now, looking for another quality line drive of his own. If he gets that, we get another run, and things look up a bit more. Swings at the first pitch he sees, but fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Fabian on deck, so a base hit here would be doubly nice. Having Fabian leading off an inning at Cement Gardens is not really the situation you want to be in. Stan takes strike 2, Dimitri steals second base, uncontested. Oh, and 2 the count, runners on second and third with 2 outs. And I think that would have been a ball instead of pop up here by Stan. Kenny and Vicky going together, bonking into each other, and it lands! The ball lands, it's going deep into the outfield now, Lulu going for it. And for what? And finally, the Cement Gardens fielding goes my way instead of the Tigers' way. Ball bounces in there, Stan Olafson with an RBI triple. It is now 6-3 Melonheads. He might have been able to go for home there. I kind of assumed that Machiko was going to make a good throw there, so I turned around. She bungled it, so probably he would have been safe. Oh well. Looking for the RBI from Fabian. Hits a high fly ball here to center field. Lulu is there. She dropped one like this before, though. Will she do it again? No. Lulu catches this one, so it's going to be stuck at just a 4-run rally for the Melonheads. Still, 4 runs is 4 runs, and that triples our score. It's now 6-3. Time to see if we can keep the Tigers at bay. Phil Nevin is holding down the fort for now on the mound. Gotta hope he continues to do that. I could bring Jay back on the mound by this point probably, but it's always been... We'll see. My personal style of play has always been that once I take a pitcher off, I don't bring him back on. At this point, I feel like I might be willing to change that for league play. But for now, Phil is getting it done. Swapping my catcher from Heather to Lindsay came in handy there, as Lindsay's extra speed helped her to get the ball in time to throw Vicky out at first. Michiko Adachi is a hitter now. Ball 1 by Phil. I had predicted my own team to get the most strikeouts this game. That has been very much not the case. 1 strikeout through 10 outs so far. And Michiko blasts one over into left. Sheila is there, but not in front of the ball. That one's off the wall. Fortunately, Adachi, though, is held to just a single. Could potentially even be a good double play setup. We'll see. Tim Hudson now up, and he did cause me a lot of trouble, though. I was able to just barely get him out, I think at the plate last at bat, but... yeah, Hudson has only a 4-rated bat, but he has quite a bit of pop in there. More than you might expect. Yeah, it's been a disaster, huh? Don't ask. 0-2 the count now on Hudson. Phil looking for the more juice, otherwise he's coming off the mound after this at bat. Swing and a miss for Hudson, so no double play incoming. The opposing team just swings through it, but, you know, I'll take that over another RBI by Hudson. Brad Radke, the hitter now. The more juice does come. Phil gets to pitch another day. And an easy ground out by Bradkey to get us out of the 4th scoreless. Melonheads have finally figured out how to defend again. Somehow Phil's getting it done there. Let's see if we can continue the rally. Make up some more ground. It is 6-3. I know what I said before about Shane and Sheila and grounders, but Shane has been struggling with line drives this game, so we're trying grounders instead. Do we have a score after 4 innings for the Tigers, or have they not finished yet because they're beating me up so badly? Shane hits one into the ground, a perfect ground ball for Smith Gardens. After 4-5-1 Tigers. Got it, so it's now 4-3 Melonheads or Tigers in the overall matchup. This has just gotten close. 6, okay, 5-3. We'll see. Shane is able to make it to first base, and we have our first pitching change. It is Luann Louie coming onto the mound. That means Randy Johnson is in center field, and that could be trouble. Lulu was fast in center, but she was easy to hit balls by. Didn't have a great arm there. Randy's going to get balls there a lot easier. Going to get balls in a lot easier and going to catch balls a lot easier, so we'll see. Meanwhile, Jay with a solid-looking line drive, but Vicky was shifted over and was able to throw Shane out. Should have gone for the easy steal first. Oh well. Strike 1 on Phil, but Jay is able to steal second base successfully, so runner on second with 1 out. We need a good hit here from Phil, because I don't think we can rely on Heather for one. Unfortunately, Lulu is a fresh pitcher, and she is throwing like it. Phil hits a long pop-up, long fly ball, excuse me. Kenny has plenty of time to prepare to catch it, and he does catch it. 2 outs. Heather Quinn up. Now, this isn't a completely hopeless situation. Heather can hit the ball decently. She's bad at hitting compared to the rest of this team, because this team is so good at hitting, but she has a solid bat. It's very possible she hits one through the gap here and singles, and this inning continues. In fact, nope. And it was close to happening, except they'd shifted over, so Vicky was right in front of it. So Heather grounds out. Melonheads do nothing in the 5th inning. We are going to need a 6th inning miracle here if we are going to win the matchup. We are also going to need to not give up a lot of runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Kenny Kawaguchi tries to bunt while leading off. Goes foul. The obvious answer to who's Jibbo's best defender is Ichiro, because it's freaking Ichiro. Now, who's had the most impact overall on this defense? Vicky, I think. Vicky has had the biggest impact so far in Jibbo's defense. That's mostly just a matter of circumstance, so the majority of the balls I've hit have gone towards shortstop. So Vicky's been the one who's gotten to field them, but to Vicky's credit, she has not made a single error so far. She's a lot better as an AI shortstop than as a player shortstop, I can tell you from experience. She has been doing her job well at shortstop, so yeah, Vicky has been the best defender today for Jibbo. Randy Johnson actually has not been a problem for me this game. Normally he is, but I've been able to avoid hitting the ball near him for the most part. Ichiro struck out, so Mike Piazza is now the hitter. And Phil gets another more juice, which is nice for him. Phil Nevin, not someone you normally think of as much of a pitcher, but he is getting the job done today. He does not have a good spitball, so I'm not going to do that. And high pop-up for Mike. Phil going for catcher, but he bonks into Lindsay in time that she is able to reorient herself, and the Tigers are out 1-2-3. Going into the 6th inning. Tigers have +5, maybe more. We need to score at least 3 runs here if we're going to win. Fortunately, we are at the top of our lineup. Lindsay Felgate leading off, and leads off with a sharp liner down there. I think that's a double? Yes, double. Not over enough to be a home run, but if Lindsay can't score from here, then we are not winning this game anyway. Lindsay, 4 for 4 today with 11 total bases. She has been getting it done on offense. Sheila has so far as well, 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Let's see if she can continue. And I will say the infield defense for this team is a lot less intimidating without Randy Johnson on the mound. Rounds 1, gets right past Lulu, and Vicky is confused by the presence of Lindsay on second, does not go for the play at first. Sheila is safe. Dmitry Petrovich up, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Two on, nobody out. A good start for the Melonheads. Let's see if we can capitalize. Dmitry with the ground ball, and Vicky fumbles it, able to get it to second in time, though. Sheila is out. First out. We need to not have any more outs like that if we're going to pull this off. Stan Olafson, the hitter now. 2 for 3 with a single and a lucky triple that batted in a couple of runs. In the 4th, Dmitry going for second. Piazza going for the play, but he is too tired. Dmitry is able to make it on time. Maybe Lindsay could have gone for home there. I didn't even think about that. And Stan with a pop-up to the opposite field. Bradkey is there. Bradkey catches it, and we are on our last legs here. If we're going to win this game somehow, in Cement Gardens, where there's no home runs, we're going to have to bring Fabian Callahan around to score. So, we'll see. Maybe she can hit one into the very limited home run zone here. So far, though, Fabian has not had a great day today. 0 for 3, including the 3rd out when she had the bases loaded for her. And hits one into the ground. That's going to be it. Tim Hudson's there to get it. Throws to first, able to make the play easily. Melonheads are done scoring here. GG Jibbo. Everyone, sorry to disappoint everyone who picked the Melonheads to win this game, but that is what happens when you have a coach like me at their helm. And when Jay Green gets nerfed. Nerfs suck. There should be a reroll rule. So now the question is, can we salvage the +3, or are the AI Tigers going to beat up on us and add insult to injury? Randy Johnson strikes out in 3 pitches, a good start to the inning for us. Luann Louie, the hitter, could cause problems with her speed. 1 for 2 today, though, with a double. Bunts this one. Phil's got it, thrown to first. It is barely in time. Lulu's out, and it's all up to Vicky Kawaguchi to try to score for the Tigers. Thankfully, we were able to stabilize here after the disastrous first 2 innings. Phil Nevin, the surprising pitching star for my team here, And Vicky hits a tiny one. That's going to be it. Game over. Final score for this one is Melonheads 6, Tigers 3. +3 for the matchup. I will wait for confirmation for somebody, but unless my AI Melonheads pulled off a big rally against the Tigers, that means that the Tigers win the overall matchup. My division, the AL East, then starts with a 4-way tie. Everybody is 0-1. Everybody's struggling to start the season. Our overall score, I think, was +4 between the 4 of our teams. It was a rough week, and the AL Central is tied with everybody at 1-0. So, once again, I'm in the division where everybody's kind of bad. Alright, as far as the other stuff around the league, any interesting results here? Padres got shut out, A's got shut out, Hornets and Angels got shut out. Nobody scored high in my file, though, here. Mariners with the highest score, which is no surprise, that team is cracked. Player of the game, gonna have to be Lindsay Felgate, scored 2 runs, while, again, going 4 for 4 with 11 total bases. She did a good job of filling the void left by Jay's nerf, and was the backbone of this team on offense. Ultimately, it wasn't enough to get it done, but a very good effort. An honorable mention to Phil Nevin, who hit a 2-run home run, as well as pitching, ultimately, 4 full innings, I think, without giving up any runs, stabilizing a team that was in full free-fall mode. Coming up next week, what will hopefully be a much bigger, more fun game as we take on the Little Giants at our home field, Tin Can Alley. The Melonheads at Tin Can should be a force to be feared, so hopefully that will be a fun and exciting game. I will catch you then. Until then, thanks for watching, everybody.